seen the learning objectives today? Have you seen the learning objectives? So say yes or no. Why? It is your job to find the learning issue, what you are going to study today. You didn't get my point. You have the blog booklets information. Why looking at me? Say yes or no.
Yes, yes.
Yes, so this is the lab. Today you are here to learn about the sterilization and the disinfection. Okay? Might be, I am not sure. You are washing your hands using the Dettol soap, or you are using by this simple hand wash. Why? We use because we want to get rid of the microbes. What are the microorganisms? What are the microorganisms?
Bacteria, fungi.
Define. I am not asking you the example of microorganism. Define.
Very small organisms which may cause illnesses.
Which?
Cause illnesses.
Which cause? Sorry?
Illnesses, infection.
Infection. No.
Small organisms which cause harmful for the body.
You have a definition? Yes.
Small organism which we can't see.
Very good. This is the perfect definition. A microorganism that we cannot see with our eyes, but we can see it under the microscope. You need something else. With your eyes, you cannot see it. Have you seen the bacteria with your eye? No. Have you seen your virus with eyes? No. This surface, for example, or this, the marker that I am having in my hand, we are not sure that, I am not sure it is free from microorganisms. Hundreds of millions of bacteria can be here, present on this surface. So, these small, minute, that cannot be seen without naked, with our eyes, are called as microorganisms. And the example is, bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi. But exception, some fungi we can see with naked eyes. Okay, we can see. Especially bacteria and viruses we cannot see. So today we are going to see the sterilization and the disinfection. It has an important role in the microbiology. Very, very important, and especially in the medical field. The purpose of this sterilization and infection, you have to make sure that the equipments, the instruments that are used in the hospital and the dealings with the patients, those should be free from microorganisms. The bed lining, where the patient is lying on the bed, that bed lining should be free from microorganisms. The bed where the patient is lying, it should be free from the microorganism. During the operation, the doctors need the scissors, they need the forceps, they need the other things that must be free from the microorganisms. Catheters are used for the patient, it should be free from microorganisms. So how we can achieve all this? How we can achieve all this? I mean to say, how we can get rid of the microorganisms from bed lining, from holding the medical instruments, and using the syringes, gloves, catheters. How to get rid from all of them? At that time, we use the term sterilization. And various approaches, various methods are available to get rid of the microorganism, or you can say to get rid of the bacteria from the surface. The bacteria or virus, okay? What is the difference between bacteria and virus?
Virus is it Europe? Doesn't have a shape.
Very good definition.
Uh-huh.
Very simple. Viruses are acellular. Yes, please.
Viruses don't carry DNA or RNA.
They carry only
Genetic
DNA
material.
or RNA. DNA, very good. They are acidophilic. Acidophilic means they need the host for living. Without host, virus cannot survive. The virus cannot infection without the host. And on the other hand, bacteria,
Prokaryotic.
DNA and
only DNA, no RNA in bacteria. Remember. And it's not acidophilic. This can cause acidophilic. Now, if sterilization, I told you earlier, sterilization is a method you can remove the microorganism, you can get rid of the microorganism. But the question is, we need, I said different methods are approached, different methods can be used to get rid of the microbes. Why this? There is a reason. Number one, the microorganism divided into two, vegetative state. What is the vegetative? Vegetative form of bacteria. When I use in this slide, there are used the term vegetative form. Vegetative form means the bacteria is living and is capable of causing infection. Okay, living, growing, and spore. Spore means the bacteria. Adverse conditions. Yes. Adverse condition. What are the adverse conditions? What are adverse conditions? You use the word adverse condition. Yes.
I'm guessing anything which causes harm, such as maybe heat.
Very good. High temperature is the adverse condition. Not availability of water is the adverse. When bacteria found himself in an adverse condition, a higher temperature, that he cannot bear this temperature, he immediately form, if this is a bacteria, he immediately outside form the coat and this coating. It prevents the bacteria from getting killed or getting its DNA damaged. It form a spore. This spore is formed on the cortex, and it also, it is not written here. Lipocholic acid made up of calcium. Using this calcium, the bacteria form the coat outside, and it remains dormant inside it. No activity at all. How it gets the food, how it survives inside this coat, yet it is not fully understood. But some textbooks they have written there are some nutrition in polyhydroxybutyrate, PHB, the bacteria utilizing it, and it waits for the favorable environment. When environment is favorable, it immediately removes this spore. It immediately removes this coat. This coat is broken down and bacteria comes out. This bacteria, this goes dissolved, and bacteria comes into the environment and causes the infection and starts to grow. This is the natural method. And now, here I am having the bacterial spore. Now I want activated. There is a way. What's the way? How we can activate the spore? If this is a bacterial spore, we cannot see it by naked eye, but under the microscope, we put it in a water, we boil it for 60 degrees. When it boils under the 60 degree and we put it in a cooling, during this time, the spore gets transferred into the vegetative state. The spore gets back to the vegetative state. This is by the method we can do. If, for example, here is a water, this flask, it contains the water, okay? In this water, there are only spores. Not the vegetative form. We want to bring back bacteria from spore form to vegetative form. We will heat it up to 60 degrees. How long? 60 degrees. And we keep it on a cooling. After cooling, you will find there will be no spore. There will be only the vegetative form of bacteria. So various approaches we do to get rid of the microorganism from the living as well as from the non-living. What's a non-living?
Spore.
We use various methods for sterilization or disinfection. to remove the microbes from the living tissues and from the non-living. It's called inanimate. Inanimate is the non-living, like remove the bacteria from here, remove the bacteria from the floor. As you see in the hospitals, their workers are cleaning all the time floor. So this is called a non-living. Forceps, syringes, catheters, gloves, cotton, bed linings of the hospitals. This comes in the non-living. This comes in the inanimate. All this comes syringes, gloves, catheters, and even the vials where you take the blood sample. We do the methods to remove them from here, and from here the living tissue. The living tissue, like our hands, like skin of the patient. We get rid of the microbes. So different approaches are used. I will divide it into two parts only. Before putting a simple draw for understanding, these two definitions are very important. Last time I had a PBL with one of the group. The case is about second burns, okay? The patient gets infected in part number 2, right? By the pseudomonas in your PBL case. Why? Because the patient got the infection from the hospital. So this means there was not proper sterilization and disinfection, or sterilization was not proper. So what is the sterilization? Sterilization means, remember for your whole life, sterilization means what I wrote, killing of all forms of life, all forms of microbes, killing of all. This includes your vegetative phase and spore phase. Neither spore is living nor bacteria. You kill them, you remove them by various methods. I will tell you what are the methods. But the definition of sterilization is killing of all forms of life, of the pathogenic bacteria, not the human. Remember. Remove all forms of life, bacteria, virus, fungi, parasite, even the prion. I will also take this example one. This is called sterilization. So nothing is remaining. For example, if I do the I will tell you the methods, okay? If I do the sterilization for this, nothing will be here. It will be complete, free from microbes. And second, what is second? Disinfection. Killing or stop of growth of microbes. But spores remaining. Except spores, that will make it simple. In the disinfection, you kill the microbe, but in the disinfection method, you cannot remove the spore. Because spore has a capability to survive the adverse condition. These two terms are clear. What is sterilization? What is disinfection? Keep in your mind. Sterilization means removal of all
forms of microbes.
Disinfection means removal of microorganisms without spores. Spores remain there. Yes, you have a question?
Yeah, I didn't understand what's the meaning of the spore.
You didn't understand what is the meaning of a spore? Boys, this is a bacteria, okay? This is a
bacteria.
This is in a vegetative form.
Okay.
Take this example, this is a bacteria. It's in a vegetative form. Vegetative form means if I put in a culture plate, it can grow. If it takes the entry into the human body or animal or plant, it can cause infection. This is called vegetative form. Now spore. For example, this bacteria is in the desert, in the soil. The temperature outside is 60 degrees. How much?
60.
The bacteria cannot bear this temperature. It will die. Die. So immediately it forms the outside coat. It forms outside
Coat.
coat. This coat formation is composed of by calcium and
Calcium.
picolinate acid. This coating is called as this
Spore.
bacteria. So bacteria is inside, bacteria is
Uh,
inside,
inside.
and this is the coating.
Uh-huh.
Now it is in the environment like this, and it waits. It
Wait.
until temperature gets down. Now the temperature outside is 40 degree. It is
40 degree.
The bacteria release some kind of enzymes and it goes like this. Now bacteria come back to its original form. This is called
Vegetating.
you can call it germination of spore. The spore is germinated and bacteria comes and causes again the infection. In the sterilization, everything is destroyed. But in disinfection, you cannot destroy the spore.
Spore.
So, but there are methods available by which you can destroy the spore of a. Give me 1 minute. And you are having the one more culture and sensitivity in the. This is called the culture plate. This is called the.
Culture.
This is called only plate. This is culture plate. But inside here, this red color. This is media. This is
Media.
this media. If I put a dust here, dust from here,
Yeah.
keep it like this, and this is the machine. It's called incubation machine. It's called, and I fix the temperature 37 degrees, and if I put this inside for 18 to 20 hours, next morning you will see bacteria here. The growth, you will see that.
Growth.
This is called the culture plate. This is called.
The culture plate.
This is culture plate, and this is inside the media, the food, like we eat for growth, for development, right?
Yes.
Like similarly, bacteria eat from here. Okay, and there is a growth, but you cannot see it. This is another. It is called the. This is the culture media. It contains the sheep's blood, because some bacteria grow on the blood. This is the example. So let us start. Now we will start the presentation. So clear, what is the vegetative form? Clear?
Yeah.
What is
Spore.
support? Clear? What is the sterilization? Clear?
Yeah.
What is the disinfection? Clear? See now, I will do it now in another way. Now methods, how you can kill all the microbes, how you can get rid of the spore, how you can get rid of the vegetative form. We can use heat, we can use
Heat.
we can use radiation, we can use
Radiation. Radiation.
we can use chemical, we can use heat, we can use of different types. We can use dry heat, we can use moist heat. We can use moist
Heat.
heat. In the heat, we can use dry heat,
And moist heat.
moist heat. Moist heat, it comes in the dry heat. Okay. So let us see about the heat. This is the method for sterilization and disinfection both. One method is heat.
Heat.
Two forms of heat we can use. One is the dry heat, another is the
Moist heat.
Let us see the first dry heat. Flame. This is the flame. This is called dry heat. You see, please excuse me, give me this one. This move, this. I told you this surface is not free from microorganisms, okay? I am rubbing it here. Now hundreds of bacteria are here, okay? What I will do, I will put it on a flame. I will put it on a,
Flame.
this become red hot, can you see?
Yeah.
This is red hot, this is red hot. By using this method, all bacteria are destroyed. All bacteria
Are destroyed.
except spore, except
Spore.
spore. This is one method of heating, flaming. One method, okay? Now another method. Maybe this will come in the pictures that will come. This is another here, heating. In this machine, it is called
Heating.
this machine. No, not autoclave. No, not confused. This is not autoclave. This is called hot oven. What's called as?
Hot oven.
You get the temperature maybe 160, 180 degree. How much?
100.
160, 180. You keep things inside and close it like this. But you cannot put plastic inside. And you will say you will get it. You cannot put the syringe. You cannot put the gloves. You need something metal like scissors, like forceps. You can put inside here. The temperature fixed 160 to 180, and you can get rid of the microbe. This is called heating and the hot ovens. Another method. One method is direct flame. Another method is hot oven. Hot oven. And third is called the incineration. What is the incineration? For example, the parts of a body like skin parts, other things, the microbes, cultures here, you put it directly into the fire in the machine and you destroy them. You
Destroy them.
destroy them. This is called incineration. This is again the method of.
Dry heat.
Now in the moist heat, three types of temperature is used. In moist heat, one, you kill the microbe at 100 degrees Celsius. You kill the microbe of greater 100. You kill it less than 100. 100 is direct, you boil it, boiling. Direct boiling. If you put the water at home and after 10 minutes it will start boiling, and when it reaches the 100 degree, it starts boiling and you get rid of the microbes but not the spores. Greater than 100 is autoclave example. It is greater than 100. Boys, this is a machine. This is called autoclave, okay? This machine is called autoclave. So what you do, you put the water inside, a certain level of a water inside this machine, okay? This machine is called autoclave. You come here, you close it like this, okay? This lid, you close the lid. You close the lid and then you fix here temperature. You fix the temperature above 100. And you fix the temperature 121 degrees Celsius. Above 100, you fix the temperature and you leave it for 15 minutes. How long?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. During the process for 15 minutes, the water inside, it will produce steam. It will produce
Steam.
steam. Yani moist heat. This heat is called moist heat. In boiling, you will have a steam. But in greater temperature greater than 100, it will create a steam and it will destroy all forms of microbes. All forms of
spore.
including spore, correct? Including spore. This autoclave, it will kill the spores, all microbes, because the temperature is above 100 and shorter period. Now, less than 100. Less than 100 is called pasteurization. Less than 100? Boys, at 100 it is called boiling.
Boiling.
At above 100, it's called a system in the autoclave, steam under pressure. And less than 100 is the pasteurization. It is a pasteurization. The temperature in the pasteurization remains 62 degrees. How much?
62.
For 20 minutes. For?
20 minutes.
Or 71 degrees Celsius. 71.2 degrees Celsius. For 15 minutes. I am not going to show you slides, and this is all information in the slides. Then at that time we will run through the slides and finish it all. Give me 1 minute. Pasteurization means Below 100 degree.
Yeah, below 100.
So 2 ways of pasteurization. How many ways? 2 ways.
62 degrees.
Either 60
2 degrees.
2 degrees Celsius
For 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes.
And 71.
71.2 degree for 16 minutes. It will destroy the microorganisms. And this pasteurization particularly use it in the milk. Use it in the
Milk.
Use it in the
Milk.
milk. Which milk? Almarai. They use the same. Another method. Another, okay? Another treatment. It's called ultra high treatment temperature. Ultra
High.
for milk. It is above 120 degrees Celsius for 3 seconds only. And then cooling. Then cooling. So in the bigger and the good milk companies in the Europe and America, maybe in Saudi, I am not sure. They have a big plant. They push the milk inside the machine, the ultra high temperature, 120. Milk flows through the pipes for just 3 seconds, and immediately cooling. Then they collect it. It's called pasteurized milk. It's called. If you
Pasteurized.
get the milk from the store, see in the label. There is written it is a pasteurized. What is a pasteurized? Pasteurized means either 62 degree treatment or 71. If it is written ultra high treatment, this means this is free from everything. This is free from
Everything.
because sometimes milk gets contaminated by 62 degree. You didn't ask me this question. Sometimes milk gets contaminated if it is treated with 62 or 71 because spore remain inside the milk. Give me one example of bacteria that form the spore. Give me one example of the bacteria that can form the spore. Loud. Clostridium, very good. Clostridium, it is Clostridium botulinum, Clostridium perfringens, Clostridium difficile, all of them form spores. Another is called the Bacillus, okay? The Bacillus subtilis, the Bacillus cereus, the bacteria that can form the spore. Sometimes milk get contaminated because of not the vegetative spore. It gets it's not contaminated with the vegetative form, but it gets contaminated
By the spore.
because of the spore. Why? Because in the pasteurization the temperature is only 62 or 71. In the ultra high treatment 120 like autoclave for 3 seconds, all forms of life destroyed. So from this point what we come to know that the boiling is only like disinfection. Autoclave, it is sterilization. Pasteurization, it is disinfection. Got my point? Clear? Any questions here? Clear? Yes. The last point. Arrows. This, if only the boiling, if you only boil the things at home, you can get rid of all bacteria, but not the spores, So this is disinfection. Because I told you in the beginning that disinfection means killing of bacteria, but not
Spores.
in the autoclave, in this machine, the temperature is higher. The temperature is
Higher.
higher. And bacteria and spores all get killed. So this comes under the sterilization. Because sterilization means killing of all forms of bacteria. Similarly, pasteurization. Pasteurization is a 60 degree. One method, another is 71. And it comes like disinfection.
What's the name of the second one? Auto.
This is the name of a machine, autoclave. And I told you the temperature is how much? 121. How many minutes? 15. And the principle of this machine, on which principle it works? It works steam under pressure. Steam under
Pressure.
Tomorrow, if this is the picture in the exam, identify this machine, you will say it is. Write the principle of this machine.
Steam under pressure.
Steam under pressure. What is the method? 121 degrees Celsius for 15. Very good. Or this picture is in the exam. What is this? You will say it is a hot air oven. What's the principle? Heat 160 degrees Celsius for 2 hour or 3 hour, 20 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever. Yes.
I didn't understand the last one.
UHT. UHT, ultra high temperature. Ultra high temperature. This is particularly used for the milk, milk factories. They pass the milk through the pipes, and the temperature of this area at that time is 100, above 120 or something like this, to get rid of all forms of life from the milk, spores, the bacteria, everything.
How many minutes?
3 seconds only.
3 or 30?
3 seconds, 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3. This is reason it is called high, ultra high temperature, ultra high. Okay, any questions? Clear?
Hey.
Clear?
Hey.
Clear?
Hey.
Yes.
Doctor, when we use the heating for 72 degrees,
Okay.
how much time does it take?
I said for 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yes. Or 71.2 for 15 and 62 for 20 minutes. Okay?
Okay.
Now we see the radiation. We see the again radiation of two types: ionizing and non-ionizing. Ionizing and
Non-ionizing.
what's ionizing?
It's charged.
Gamma rays. Non-ionizing, ultraviolet radiations. What are the gamma rays? Gamma rays, they are the waves that we see in the light in the X-ray. X-ray machine. X-ray machine that we do the X-ray. The waves, these waves, ionizing rays, for example, the gamma rays, they have a power. They can cross this wall. If we throw the rays on this wall, they can cross that.
Whoa.
So what they will do with the microbe? If we treat something, this plate for the gamma radiation, it will destroy the microbe on the spot and also spore. It doesn't mean, because it has a capability, no matter spore is with the outer covering, but with the ionizing radiations, like the gamma rays, it vents inside and destroy everything. And they are very effective for catheters, for bed linings, for cotton that we use in the hospitals, because they have capability to destroy all forms of radiations. And like this is called the laminar flow. This machine on the back of you, this machine. Inside there is a UV lamp. There is a UV lamp also works on the radiation, but it destroys the microbes, but not the spore. Okay.
So, doctor, the first one, sterilization. Second one,
Very good boy. Disinfection. Very good. Good boy. So clear? Ionizing radiations means, why we call it ionizing radiation, this is called a non-ionizing. Ionizing radiation means, I told you, they are having, maybe you remember the physics, but still I will show you it here. The waves, they move in this direction. This is called crest, and this is called trough. For gamma rays, the wavelength is very short, and for the ultraviolet rays, the wavelength is very long. They have a power to cross. They don't have a power to cross. They act as disinfectant. They act as sterilization. They destroy all forms of life. Because when these rays are passing, like X-ray of a human body, they get the atoms gets transferred into the ions due to the high speed of the wave. Like our phone, it also works on the waves, okay? Radiomagnetic waves, similar with this ionizing radiations. So finally now, come to the chemicals. Now, chemicals. We can use the phenols, we can use iodine, chlorine, formaldehyde, and the things that I have put it here like alcohol. This is the phenol, okay? If you put few drops of phenol, it will work as a disinfectant, and this is the hydrogen peroxide. Oh boy, shall I close this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's very sensitive to keep it on here. Phenol and hydrogen peroxide. All of these chemicals, they have capability to destroy the microorganism. To destroy the
Microorganisms.
Even
microorganism.
smoke.
Yes,
Even smoke.
all of them. And one more is from here iodine and from the alcohol. Alcohol. Iodine. Among these, all, I will give you the examples. Examples are here. Among all these, alcohol, phenol, halogens, iodine, and yes, one more is the heavy metal. What are the heavy metals? Tell me the name of heavy metals.
So,
Yes?
mercury,
Heavy metals.
mercury, mercury,
Mercury, very good, mercury. And in your PBL case, what was the treatment? Silver nitrate. You forget. Silver is written in your the PBL case in part number 2. So they come with the heavy metals of mercury, silver, gold. They are the heavy metals. But for disinfection and sterilization, we use mercury and silver. Similarly, what are the halogens? Iodine and chlorine. It comes in the halogens. It comes under halogens. All of these chemicals, we can use them as disinfectant or sterilization. Like alcohol. You see this? I rub it on my hands, okay? So now my hands are free from microbes. They are free from?
Micro.
I cannot use this on my hand. This is also disinfectant and sterilizing agent, okay? But I cannot
Use it.
use this. Understand what I am saying? This is iodine. I cannot use this. Dettol, it contains iodine. I cannot use this. But here, if there is a little concentration of iodine on this soap, I can do like this and wash my hands. So this means the chemicals are divided into two forms.
Two forms.
Two forms. One for living, another for non-living.
Living.
Another for non-living.
Living.
So let us go for the living, for us. Cleaning of hands.
So.
So,
So.
like alcohol and from iodine or chlorine, very little amount of concentration, so that it should not harm our skin,
Our skin.
it should not harm our body. And these type of sterilizing agents or disinfecting agents are called as antiseptics. Are called as?
Antiseptics.
Are called as?
Antiseptics.
Antiseptic is actually a disinfectant or a sterilizing. But why particular name antiseptic? They remove the microbes, but they cannot kill the spore. And the name was given antiseptic because they are made in such a way that they should not harm the living tissue. They should not harm the living tissue. For example, this is sterilizing agent. Can I make sterilizing with the heat? No. Can I put myself in an autoclave? No. Can I put myself in a hot oven? No. This is not possible. So for that, another term is used, antiseptic. This is the reason I didn't tell you in the beginning, to avoid confusion. To avoid the
Confusion.
antiseptics we can use for living tissues. For
Living tissues.
if you go to the store, you will ask him, give me some antiseptic solution. Either he will use this alcohol type, or he will tell you, okay, go there is the iodine Dettol. Have you heard the name Dettol?
Yeah.
Dettol soap.
Yeah.
Dettol hand wash. Dettol hand wash is an antiseptic. Is that?
Antiseptic.
It contains iodine. It
Iodine.
contains
Iodine.
iodine. And you go to the gym, maybe some of you or nobody like me, in the swimming pools, there is presence of chlorine. There is presence of
Chlorine.
chlorine acts as a disinfectant. It kills the bacteria but not the spore. Fine. Now the question about the question about the scissors, the forceps, the syringe, the suturing needles, and other things, and we use in the hospitals iodine. We use
iodine.
with addition of some other chemicals. I will show you in this. They are called iodophores and other things. I will show you them in the slides that Dr. Mazen has put them up. And this we use for floor. For floor. And you see, they have written this is an antiseptic disinfectant. What does disinfectant mean? It is a capability to kill all bacteria except spore.
Except
It is
spore,
written
yeah.
here.
Uh-huh.
It is written.
Here.
We cannot use it for hands. We can use it for the floor.
Floor.
You know this very well.
Flash. Yes, sir.
I am looking. Is there any indication of what? Yes, boys. Like this, it contains hydrogen chloride. It contains a combination of chlorine and hydrogen. And this is again disinfectant, strong disinfectant. We cannot use this on our hand. It is a disinfectant, but we cannot use it. So the disinfectants, they have divided into two groups: living and non-living. We can use this for flashes. We can use for the floor. This we can use for
The floor.
cleaning of the floor. And Chlorex. Chlorex name indicates chlorine. Chlorex. If you see the Chlorex at the home, you will read there is a name of virus is given that it destroys. Name of virus is given that it destroys. Again, it is written here, disinfectant. And there is one more, this liquid, it is called hydrogen peroxide. What's called as?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen peroxide. The formula of hydrogen peroxide is H2O2, okay? When it comes to outside, if I put it on a hand, it gets broken down into water and one oxygen molecule. And this oxygen molecule is called nascent oxygen, or right, it has a capability to destroy the bacteria. It has a capability to destroy
Bacteria.
bacteria. Khalas? So shall we start now? You understand the main concept?
Yes.
Let's go to the presentation.
شكله بيمشي بسرعة.
The learning objectives of today's topic, what I have told you and what you have listened is the same here. It's called sterilization, disinfection,
and
and antiseptic. Now we will see what are the various methods for disinfection, for sterilization and antisepsis or antiseptic. There's a difference between antiseptic and antisepsis, but not much, very little. Almost the same meaning. So sterilization, complete removal of microbes, all forms of microbes, everything is destroyed. Vegetative, spore-related means spores, everything is destroyed in sterilization. In the disinfection, you get rid of most of the bacteria, but you cannot get rid of the
spores.
Boys, let me tell you something. Why use different techniques? It depends. I told you, we cannot get autoclave for the quarter, okay? Because it needs the steam, it needs liquid, water inside. We cannot put the plastic things in the hot air oven. It gets destroyed, okay?
Yeah.
160, how it will survive? So for like these things, like everything, it has been ordered into different groups of chemicals. So disinfectant, are the compounds that destroy the microbes. Disinfectants, this is the disinfectant, this is the disinfectant. They are not safe for the living tissue, as I told you. They are not safe. They can cause burns, okay? They can cause burns. And antiseptics, these are the chemicals that inhibit or kill the bacteria. This is the antiseptic that I give the example. you can use this. You can
Use.
use this. The only difference between the antisepticants and disinfectant, here the concentration
It's low.
is very low.
Low.
If you dilute the iodine at home many times,
Mhm.
the concentration get down, you can use it as an antiseptic. But why we cannot do it at home, we are not sure. The amount of concentration required to perform this, so it is better to get it from the market rather than prepare at the home. No, not sport. Antiseptic means to get rid of
Disinfections.
the
Disinfection.
microbes. They stop or inhibit or kill
Yeah.
antiseptics. Low concentration. Low concentration. Because we cannot get the rid of a spore from our hand.
Yeah.
This is the reason WHO recommend washing of hands all the time with soap as well as from the antiseptics,
Antiseptics.
so that little chance of getting attachment
Infect.
of spores and other things. You know the job of a soap, this soap that we use, it get only the rid of the superficial microbes but cannot give the cleansing of all the microbes.
Mm.
Physical methods, heat, radiation, filtration.
Uh-huh.
Oh, filtration I didn't use. I'm sorry, I forgot about it. Filtration means you are filtering something. Now, in the market, the filter papers are available, okay?
Mhm.
Filter
Paper.
paper is available. What you do, it's especially used for enzymes and for proteins and amino acids, okay? The size of filter paper is 0.45 micrometer, okay? The size of pores of the filter paper. How much?
0.45.
0.4?
Five.
5. What you will do, you will keep it like this. For enzymes, for proteins, because you cannot put enzyme in the hot air oven or something for the X-ray. So what you do, you put it like this. And slowly it starts dripping and collecting in the bottle. So what is the purpose of this filtration paper? Its pore size is 0.45. It stops bacteria, virus, and spore and fungi. They will not cross this pore, okay? The pore size, the size of the pore is so small they cannot cross. All of them are on the top here, and at the bottom you will get a clear fluid. So after making the complete filtrate, this is the reason it's called filtration. You are filtering something. So after the filtering, you remove it like this. This is your result. You keep it here and you throw it out. This is the filtration. Yes.
If we subjected the microorgan to high pressure without changing the temperature, it would also be a method of sterilization.
The temperature and the time is very important. I told you, Mrs. This is 120 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. If you keep up for 20 minutes, no, but at 15, you will get rid of all microorganisms. If you increase the temperature, if you increase from 130, okay, no problem, it will destroy.
The question is whether we increase the pressure without changing the temperature.
But increasing the pressure without changing temperature, you cannot get rid of the microbes. Because temperature is very important. Temperature plays an important role. Because what is the job of a temperature? It ruptures the proteins. High temperature will rupture the proteins and the contents of the bacteria, they leak out. Okay? This is the hot air oven, dry heat. This is the machine. 160, 170, 180, this is the minutes, okay? How long you can keep it for in the oven to clear to get rid of the microbes. This is, I have shown with this the flame for sterilizing the things, okay? Using this flame. Incineration, you see the tissue, the flesh tissue, the living tissue, it may be infected by microbe. This is the plant where you can put the material inside and it get destroyed. You burn it all. This is the moist heat, below 100, at 100, above 100, 3. So this is the autoclave, 121 for 15 minutes. When the temperature, if it is 135, you can keep it only 3 to 4 minutes, okay? But no matter if temperature gets increased, but This is the temperature at which you can get the rid of the microbe. Now, if you increase the time, no matter, it does not affect because microbe is already killed. So you will get nothing except, I can say, the waste of the time to keep in the machine for a longer period of time. Boiling at 100 degrees Celsius. What this point in the boiling at 100 degrees Celsius, there is one more point. It is called tendalization. It's called
Tendalization.
It's called
Tendalization.
Let me tell you what is tendalization. It was John Tyndall. John Tyndall, okay? He was a doctor, academician, as well as a physician. So he said, okay, at boiling, if microbes gets killed, I want to kill the spore at a lower temperature, at
A lower temperature.
lower temperature. Everybody says how it is possible. We need higher degree or more than higher 100 degree, then we can kill the spore. And he developed a method. He developed a method. That is called tendalization. That is called
Tendalization.
his name was John Tyndall, and he discovered a method by which we can kill the spore as well as the bacteria. What he did, he heated this. He heated
This.
this for 80 degrees Celsius. Then he keep it on the cooling. He keep on the
Cool.
by the boiling the bacteria got killed. Bacteria got
Cool.
when he keep it for the cooling, the spore inside here they start germinating. They start.
Yeah, Germany.
Then in the day second he again made the heating. Some spores that germinate and now they die due to high temperature. He again keep it outside for 1 day. And if some spores remaining, they again start germinating. When they, on the day 3, he again heated. He again
Heated.
And when he checked on the day 3, neither bacteria nor spore, nothing was found. Nothing was
Found.
He make it sterilize it. He make it.
Sterilized.
But this is called tendalization. This is called.
Tendalization.
But you know the problem? What is the problem? Drawback. You have to wait for 3 days.
Yeah.
To get them rid of a microbe, you have to wait how many days?
3.
3 days. In the autoclave, how much? 15 minutes. Now, but this is also, you see, boiling for 45 minutes will kill the vegetative bacteria. Vegetative bacteria grow back, but it cannot kill the spore, which will germinate it into bacterial cell overnight and to be get killed by second and third boiling. So second and third boiling means 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 times you have to make the procedure.
How can he, how can, could the fluid maintain its value? If it's in constant boiling, it means it's at a phase where it will be changed from
Yes, right.
fluid to
What is the temperature? Because remember, his question is how he maintain the volume of the fluid. Because you know the temperature is 45. To boil something water, to escape water, what you need? 100 degrees Celsius. But his temperature is only 45.
actually boil it.
No. So you just give the heat to kill the bacteria, then keep it cool so that the spore found suitable environment, warm environment, and start germinating. And next day he start again boiling. So this is called tendalization. Pasteurization of the milk. 62 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes, 72 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes, and ultra high treatment 138 or 150 for 1 to 2 seconds.
3 seconds.
Then,
The second one, 3 seconds.
yeah, 72.
You said that
10
minutes.
It's 15 seconds.
Yeah, this is 15 seconds. I said the 15 minutes that
Yeah.
time, it is 15 seconds. 15 seconds. For 62 for 30 minutes. And
For 72,
1 to 72 for 15 seconds. And ultra high treatment for 2 seconds.
1 or 2.
2
Okay.
seconds. This is the filtration method that I told you. In the paper, you use the paper. And one is called air filter. It filters the air filters, HEPA. High efficiency particulate air. This is present in this hood, microbiology hood. You see 0.22, but 0.45 stops the growth of bacteria, virus, and fungi that I have mentioned earlier. This also stops the bacteria to pass through.
Again.
I told you in the filtration, the pore size is 0.45. 0.45 is the standard size where bacteria and virus cannot cross. But in others, and in 0.22 also the bacteria cannot cross. It will be remaining on the filter paper and you get clear fluid. Radiation. Non-ionizing radiation, ultraviolet radiation, and ionizing X-rays or gamma rays. Chemical methods. The job of all these chemicals here, they remove the bacterial membranes, or they destroy the protein, or they have a capability to destroy the DNA. Ethanol and isopropanol, phenol activity. These lysol or these things, detergents. Phenols, chlorine, iodine, this is iodine, and heavy metals like mercury and silver nitrate. Silver nitrate is your PBPs. Hydrogen peroxide and gases. One of the sterilizing agent is the ethylene gas. You keep something in the machine, you keep the clothes or catheters or plastic items in it, and you produce a gas. It's called ethylene gas. It acts as a sterilizing agent. And finally, the stains, malachite green and crystal violet. Finish? Any questions? Okay. So 3 things: sterilization, disinfection, and antiseptic.
Antiseptic.
Sterilization kills all forms of the life of bacteria, and including spores. Disinfection
Kills all bacteria.
except spores. And antiseptics have a capability to stop or kill the growth of the bacteria without the spore. Antiseptics are used on the living tissues of humans, and disinfectants for non-living items, inanimate items.